Hey friends, today we are studying Christmas in Greenland. Now, I'm not sure if you've heard about Greenland before. If you are looking at a globe and you look just to the right of North America, where we live, if you look just to the right of the United States and Canada, you see a really big island country, and that's Greenland. And it's really big and there aren't a lot of people there, and we're going to kind of find out a little bit why today. It's pretty far north and it's probably not the easiest place to live in most of it, and that's probably part of the reason you haven't heard a whole lot about it, so we're going to learn a little bit about it today. Did you know that Greenland is connected to the North Pole? This is thought to be the home of Father Christmas, or what we would call Santa Claus, right? There are no Christmas trees in Greenland. All of the trees have to be imported because trees do not grow as far north as Greenland. Now, there are a few important things in here. Let's go back and talk about them. North Pole. Now, we've heard Santa Claus lives at the North Pole. What the North Pole is the northernmost point on the globe, right? The top of the globe. On the earth, it would be the part that's the furthest north, okay? North Pole. This is thought to be the home of Father Christmas. There are no Christmas trees in Greenland. Now, what they mean isn't necessarily Christmas trees. What they mean is the evergreens that we use for Christmas trees, right? Why aren't they there? They have to be imported because they don't grow there. It's a very cold environment. A lot of Greenland doesn't ever really thaw, and so trees don't grow there. It's kind of what you imagine when you think about the North Pole, with like animals that live on ice and snow all the time. It's very dark in Greenland. Think about that for a second before we go on. If it's really far north on the earth, then it's really far away from the sun, right? Because the sun shines closest to the earth around the middle of the earth, around the equator. That's why the countries around the equator are so hot, because they're closest to the sun. So they're the brightest and they're the hottest. Now, Greenland is furthest from the sun because it is one of the furthest north countries. And so that's why it's very dark there. It gets dark early and stays dark late. So many Christmas decorations use light. Many people put a lit star in a window. There are stars in most homes and buildings. I'm guessing like they decorate with lit stars. Many towns also put a large Christmas tree on a hill so the light can be seen from far away. So most of their Christmas decorations have lights, with good reason, right? Families like to visit each other and give presents. There are some unusual foods eaten. Now, Mrs. Musselman doesn't exactly know how to pronounce these, but I'm going to do my best. Matak is a whale skin with a strip of blubber inside. Blubber is whale fat. It is supposed to taste like fresh coconut. My dog found a candy wrapper, I think, so I'm sorry about the noise. It's supposed to taste like fresh coconut. Another Christmas food is kiviak. This is the raw flesh of an Arctic bird, which has been buried whole in sealskin for several months. Ugh. So raw meat of an Arctic bird, they bury it in sealskin for several months. It is considered to be a delicious treat in Greenland. I wonder what that tastes like. Guessing not fresh coconut. On Christmas night, the men look after the women and serve their food. There are often games, One game is when an object is passed from hand to hand around a long table under the tablecloth. So it must be a game that they play after dinner, right? Now, I gave you a color version if you click on the other attachment I put, but what you're looking at here is North America. So this is kind of the top of Canada and probably Alaska over here. This is Asia. So you're looking at the Earth from the top. This is the top of the Earth right where these lines cross. This is the North Pole. So this is the Earth from the top down. Europe is over here. Europe is over here. Greenland is right here. This is a pretty large country right here, and then it's pretty close to the North Pole there. And the truth is there's not really water here. It's all frozen. So you probably can't really tell a whole lot of difference when you're walking like off of Greenland and toward the North Pole, because it's all probably snow and ice. Tree line is marked on this, and as you can see, the trees only grow along the shoreline next to the ocean, because that's probably the only place where it's warm enough. The areas warm enough for tree growth are marked, and then the area too cold to sustain trees. And that's why they can't grow evergreens there for Christmas trees, and they have to have them brought in. I bet Christmas trees are really expensive there, huh? Interesting. Okay, go back and listen one more time if you need to, and then go answer the questions. Try to do complete sentences, good details, everything you learned in your reading. Have a good one.